Autobots, engage. Put your Trump hats on and get ready for the revealing, the revelation that is about to come. Oh my goodness. When you get this information, it will blow your mind. Here we go. Watch my connected friend, Kash Patel, is with a guy on my campaign. Hello. They talk. Hello. You've got to watch this video. It's the tip of the iceberg, and it can change everything. Okay? How do we change everything in Connecticut? Well, we have a big meeting Friday with the New York Post. We have a meeting with the Wall Street Journal, Vanity Fair, and 7 other newspapers to get Connecticut people in the press. Much better candidates. Keep in mind, okay, when Youngkin was running for Virginia governor, he said, "Oh, we're in Virginia. Thank God we're not in Connecticut." Yeah, because Connecticut is a cesspool. Please watch this video.
It looks like there were a lot of connections to the Brookings Institute, which for those of your viewers who don't know what this is like the prominent left-wing think tank here in our nation's capital.
The prominent
we think there is a connection
think
between
tank.
the president of Brookings and those dossiers that were given to the State Department that mirrored the Steele dossiers, which, look, all of this, what does this mean? This was the Clinton campaign's dossiers. It was the dirt. It was a phony story that they sold not only to the American people, but they sold it and corrupted our FBI, where it appears like these dirty cops were more than willing to take this information and present it to the
Let's go, Devin. Let's go, Devin.
Congressman Devin Nunes on this program back in 2020, exposing direct links between the Brookings Institute and Christopher Steele's fabricated dossier.
Let me just interrupt her, the beautiful you-know-who. I've been following her since 1985, and she holds a special place in my heart. But the Nunes connection with Jim Himes on the Intelligence Committee, okay, leads to Blumenthal blaming Comey, Comey blaming Himes. Himes is at the center of this. Now, you know who Clinton's Seth Rich is, but do you know who Himes's person was? You got to look into it, folks. I'm not going to mention his name, but watch this video. If Himes is being blamed by Comey and Blumenthal is blaming Comey, that means all this comes back to Connecticut. When Blumenthal put Comey on this investigation, he looked the other way, and Kash Patel is a Pentagon operative. You understand? So he's got the intel, folks. Keep watching the video. I can't reveal everything we know, but it's important.
Which was bought and paid for by Hillary Clinton and her campaign and the Democratic National Committee. Last week, Steele's primary subsource, Igor Diatchenko, who was also an analyst at Brookings, was arrested and charged with 5 counts of lying to the FBI. The third indictment in special counsel John Durham's probe. He has since pleaded not guilty. My next guest took the depositions of several of the players who were pushing the phony Russia collusion lie. Former Pentagon Chief of Staff Kash Patel joins me right now. He, along with Devin Nunes, cracked open this case 3-4 years ago. Kash, it's good to see you this morning in a snowy Pennsylvania. Great looking shot there.
Great to be with you, Maria. Thanks so much for having me.
So, Kash Patel, connect the dots for
as
us.
an
You heard
investor
Devin talking about the Brookings
who's
Institute.
buying OAN,
I'll bring up the graphic of Durham's indictment of Diatchenko. Talking about Diatchenko working as an analyst at Washington-based think tank, which is the Brookings Institute,
purchasing
where he focused
OAN,
on Russia and Eurasian geopolitical matters.
And they're going to put us on the news, folks.
The connection that Diatchenko had in Brookings.
Yeah, that's a great starting point. And let's front load the conversation, Maria. John Durham issued subpoenas to the Brookings Institute. I don't think most of America knows that, but he actually issued federal grand jury subpoenas for documentation, which we now know he used in his indictment against Diatchenko. And who was Diatchenko? Diatchenko was Fiona Hill's former research assistant. Who is Fiona Hill? The world probably remembers. She's the one who conjured up the Ukraine impeachment fiasco.
Fiona Hill!
In her time at the White House. And why is she important? Fiona Hill connected Diatchenko to Christopher Steele.
Now hold on. The Ukraine problem implicates Senator Chris Murphy. Yeah, he bribed Ukraine. Blumenthal and Murphy took bribes from Leiter, Ukraine's lobbyist. What happened? Murphy threatened Ukraine to remove all Democratic support from Congress if Trump's request to investigate Ukraine was followed up by Ukraine. Here we go. Senator Murphy extorted Ukraine, threatened to remove all support. Now they had 25,000 troops on their border. They're up to 85,000. One report says there's 125,000 troops on the border of Ukraine. And Russia's ready to roll over them. Hello. What is going on here is criminal. Okay? This report will implicate Blumenthal and Murphy.
A political operative in the White House connected Christopher Steele to his primary source and allowed her to get all this false information into the FBI. How does that relate to Charlie Dolan? Fiona Hill also connected Charlie Dolan, the Clinton ally operative, to now Diatchenko, the indicted individual under Durham, whose documentation was recovered by John Durham, thankfully, through his lawful and appropriate use of federal subpoenas.
And who's Sutherland? That's Jim Himes' assistant that was stabbed 39 times, folks. You need to know who these players are. Seth Rich was Hillary's attaché. He got murdered. Himes' assistant got murdered. Why? Because they knew too much, folks. They knew too much. And unfortunately, Himes covered it up. Let's continue.
I think he's got a lot more coming.
John Durham over 1,000 other documents that have not yet been declassified that I know include intelligence that goes specifically to this criminal activity that would be the basis for further indictments. And, you know, again, what happened with the Steele dossier, a grand jury is saying was criminal in nature, and I expect that all of the folks that are involved with creating it and peddling it falsely would be in jeopardy.
All of the people peddling the hoax. Yeah, folks, this involves our congressional candidates in Connecticut. It involves Jim Himes. There's no way. He's been lying every meeting in Connecticut saying he has evidence on Trump's collusion with Russia. Meanwhile, there is a source on the Congress who has not been named who was talking with that was uncovered by Patel. Folks, it's not conspiracy theory, okay? As far as I'm concerned, I'm like 2 years ahead of everyone all the time. That's unfortunate because I'm not saying I'm clairvoyant, even though that's the name of my corporation. But what I am saying is that if you haven't spent the time researching and understanding just how corrupt the Connecticut cabal is, this is an indication, okay? Look at H.R. 1. 5 Connecticut congressmen co-sponsored it. DeLauro, Larson, Courtney, Hayes, and Himes. They want to commit fraud with every election. Every single town in Connecticut was hacked. This is the list. Every single one. Here we go. I can read you the numbers. 4,936 votes in Stamford were switched from Trump to brain-dead Biden. Yes, it's true. Stratford had 2,344 votes switched. New Haven, 3,504. This is from the State Department, folks. There's real evidence that Connecticut falsified its vote to aid the 700,000 votes switched in California, the 250,000 votes switched in Arizona, the 350,000 votes switched in Illinois, the 350,000 votes switched in Wisconsin. Why? Because they had to get to 10 million to secure a victory. And this is the problem in Connecticut. OxyContin bribes, no prosecution. Bank America bribes annually to Jim Himes, no prosecution. Hello? There's 500,000 felonies just in Norwalk, but they haven't discussed it. Richard Colangelo hasn't prosecuted it, and now Richard Colangelo, luckily, is being investigated, and he's going down, folks. And when he goes down, we have a chance to fix this state. He's kingpin number one. There are others waiting in the wings. Murphy? Blumenthal took a bribe from Ukraine, Leitner. Yes, so did Murphy. What happened with OxyContin? They had 171 deaths per year in 2017. It's been going up 20 to 30% annually. They're up to 220 deaths per day in the United States from OxyContin. Who's responsible for that? Attorney General Tong of Connecticut, who keeps going after Trump for open borders, wasting our time, wasting our money to cover up and assault a sitting president that was framed by Jim Himes and his FISA warrants. Yeah, Jim Himes and his other problems, and there are many. He spoke on the Melissa Sheketoff show today on WICC. The infrastructure bill is a problem, folks. It's a gigantic problem. And the governor, let's put it this way. If Congress borrowed $97 trillion for Social Security over the years, that tax and spend strategy well beyond our means will destroy our elderlies. I'm funding Social Security. It'll be bankrupt in 4 years. Why am I spending X percent of my salary, my commitments, to a never-ending black hole of spending of Jim Himes? Let me tell you this. I've got 1,239 cashed, stolen checks that Jim Himes has been working on since 2008. And they're from my Bank America accounts. And Bank America sends him an annual bribe. That is Jim Himes' largest donor. What I'm telling you, folks, is that bribery is getting Connecticut in over its head. And the chopping block is primed and ready. Please help us uncover the crime and fix the state. I'm the only person asking any of these questions. I get zero response from the GOP. Zero. And guess who works for the prosecutor's office in Connecticut? I don't want to go that way. I just want to say, Comey ran the FBI in Connecticut, and Hartford's FBI is still working for him. We have connections here that are unraveling, and they're going to throw all these people under the bus. We already have the Democratic Party saying that Jim Himes falsified his delegate votes to get elected. We have the Democratic Party of Connecticut saying that Jim Himes denied Narcan to opioid addicts to get Brian Merlin to drop out of a congressional race. We have the framing of other GOP candidates. T.J. Elgin was framed by an anonymous phone call. Dennis Bradley falsely claimed to be his attorney when in fact he's a staffer for Jim Himes. We got a problem here, folks. We have staffers of Jim Himes representing Republicans who were falsely arrested, and he refuses to appear in court. Really? T.J. Elgin got arrested 2 years ago, and he has not been able to plead not guilty in his false arrest. The kid is an angel, sweetheart of a guy, ethical. How can these ethical Republicans not do something about the court problem in our state of our 25 judges just in the Stanford Superior Court? Now, one guy, I'd like to thank Mr. Pritchard, is suing 12 judges: Provater, Heller, Jacobs, Blowy, Spader. There's a long list for fraud, mortgage fraud. Follow the case, folks. Follow the page. Let's get it together. Watch Kash Patel. I'm about to meet him in January in the second week in Palm Beach, Florida. I believe he's coming to an event that we're hosting. It's our second planned event, folks. We're only going to have a handful, but if you would kindly let me know if you're interested in coming to Mohegan Sun in March. We're going to invite every congressional candidate running who's a Republican. I'll invite the Democrats. I don't even care. We're going to invite Stefanowski. We're certainly going to invite Dominic Rapini. Any candidate, Mike France, any candidate. Okay, George Logan. Who else? Ethan Book. Any candidate who wants to come, you need to contact me though, folks, because I have a meeting on Friday, 3 days from now, with a lot of newspapers, and we're going to change the way the media reports on Republicans in Connecticut. We got that. That's part of our puzzle to fix. Fix the media, fix the state court, fix the prosecutor's office. We're on track to do all that by our election. Have a great day. Promise me that you'll send us $10 and follow this campaign as I put these people where they belong. Have a great day. 17 minutes. I hope you share this. I hope you call your friends and say, there's only one guy in Connecticut who's going to fix these problems, who doesn't care about the risk that I'm taking. Yeah. I'm not willing to have Connecticut ruin the United States for this bunch of jerks, including Lamont, in Connecticut. Have a great day.